Rivertrace Connected is a digital transformation project that we've been working on for a couple of years now. First phase was to introduce digital calibration certificates into our calibration portal. The second phase of Rivertrace Connected is to unlock data that had previously been confined to devices themselves. So mostly this is analog devices where we've had to either connect to a USB or download the data directly from the device. Now the ability to be able to connect that and upload that to the cloud. So data acquisition is getting the data from each of the sensors and devices that are actually on the vessel. We use what is known as our Smart Hub. This can take in both analog and digital signals, as well as providing a control element to what the Smart Hub does. Effectively, the Smart Hub will store messages from each individual device, and when there is connectivity, will send those messages either internally or externally to the cloud for visualization purposes. Data visualization, again, is part of the flexible solution. Different customers want different things. So we provided the ability to be able to look at your data against optimum performance and benchmark where you are. This will also give you some data in terms of preventative maintenance. Also on the data visualization side, we can actually extract the raw data and send it to customers so that they can use it in their own systems. We also provide APIs that do this data transfer automatically. So we've initially focused on the Rivertrace products, which are able to provide data on oil and water. We're also able to provide data for water quality monitoring, viscosity, pressure, and flow meters. So anything that's really in the engine room, whether it's analog or digital, we can get data and be able to visualize it for our customers. The Smart Hub can handle multiple inputs, both analog and digital. Each digital input, normally provided by Modbus, we can handle up to 7 different parameters. Each analog is one at a time, but the Smart Hub has lots of expansion capability and can deal with multiple parameters. Some of our customers are actually working with provide 30 to 40 different parameters that we then send to the cloud for them to visualize or to do with what they like. We've seen a massive acceleration in digital transformation in the maritime industry over, particularly in the last 2 years. I think it's been fast forwarded a little bit by COVID. Lots of areas, and there's lots of vendors that are vying for some of this stuff. We've seen massive gains in operations, navigation, compliance areas of the vessel, things like fuel optimization, maintenance, performance, all of those kind of things. We've got systems to be able to look at data and get the best out. It's all around trying to maximize the optimum performance and match the performance of your systems against that. So we're even seeing things like artificial intelligence coming in. So we think that the RT Connected platform is an ideal fit for this drive towards digital transformation in maritime. We've looked at recent studies and noticed that at least 75%, and that's a growing number every day, of vessels have internet connectivity, both for the machine side and for the crew, obviously, to be able to communicate with their loved ones when they're away. However, the same study suggests that 90% of the data that's generated on a vessel never actually leaves, which I was astounded with that stat. And obviously Rivertrace Connected is around trying to unlock some of the power of that data. The first bit of data which we've worked on for 2 years now and has been really successful for our customers is calibration data. So all of our certificates are digital. They're all available on our portal. Each customer has to go through a validation process to identify the serial number of the device and the IMO number of the vessel. The customers can then access that digital certificate. What we also provide are notifications to our customers either a year or 5 years after the initial purchase of the device to ensure that they are compliant with their calibration requirements. We also provide declaration of conformity, product manuals and other useful information on the calibration portal for our customers to access. The second area is electronic oil record books. So we have built an API, onboard API integration from our SmartSafe All product which is a security system for bilge discharge that connects directly to the Prevention at Sea eORB software. So what this does is to actually take each time that there's a discharge or a fault or an alarm, send that data via an onboard API to the Prevention at Sea software. What this does is to actually initiate an entry into the oil record book, which has been validated from our device. So essentially there is still some human intervention, which is basically just the operator validating that that entry is correct, but all the hard work has been done for them in an automated fashion. So the last area of the portal is to be able to visualize data. So performance analytics. So what we look at is retrospective, present and future. Retrospective will be the audit logs, so every single transaction that's happened on any device, time-stamped with all the key values. Current is how that system is performing, whether it's online or offline. Again, useful information to be able to have. And future is preventative maintenance. So being able to identify when a piece of equipment needs servicing, when it might need calibration, and us being able to prompt the user that that is the case. We have collaborated with a number of different companies across the supply chain in maritime. I think the important part of digital transformation in maritime, as it is with other industries, is to create an ecosystem. So there's lots of vendors that provide software services into maritime. We've collaborated with a number of them. The first one that we collaborated with provides electronic oil record book data, and we've seen a really useful collaboration with basically our hardware populating that software on board, all automated entries. We've worked with number of different companies in fleet management systems. So fleet management systems effectively are operations on a vessel, anything from crew management to equipment maintenance. We've collaborated with them to be able to provide them calibration data, again through an automated API. So what we found is when we talked to a lot of our customers is that they wanted not to be able to use multiple platforms to manage their data. They wanted it all in one place. So we provided that through APIs from our system to their system. It's effectively a seamless transfer of data, and notifications appear, data appears in their system, just automatically coming from ours. So lastly, we've collaborated with a number of vessel analytics software companies. The data that we can get, not only from our devices, but from external devices, we can collaborate with those companies with onboard APIs, cloud-based APIs and file transfers. This enables performance data, again, in the customer's own, whether it be browser or software. They can actually see information coming from our devices directly into their own systems.